Nothing did their hand.
Nothing did they have.
Okay.
Nothing did they have.
Nothing did
Hello, good evening, and welcome once again. My name is Priscilla Nwikpo, and I'm in the hot seat tonight for none other than His Grace, Dr. Shegun Johnson. And joining me in the house right now is the London pastor himself, all ready to go. Pastor Cyril, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Priscilla. Good evening, Nigerians.
It's good to have you. I hope you're all keeping cool and dehydrated out there. I have to say, the last week has been very interesting, I dare say. It's been very, very hot. Before I get carried away, let me apologize for our late coming tonight. It is all of my fault. I was traveling from one destination to the other. But here I am. Apologies for that. So, London has been extremely hot. I have to ask, Pastor Cyril, how did you cope in this last week? Were you able to sleep peacefully?
The
weather?
I kept the window open. Okay, there was fan, so yes, manageably, I was able to sleep. But somehow, maybe in the very early morning, it gets a cold again with the either the
Yeah.
rain or open window. Then I have to kind of cover my, wear something to go,
Oh,
protect.
really? Were you that
Then,
privileged to have that kind of cold come in?
well, it
That,
depends
that,
on.
that sounds like a privilege. I wish I had that kind of cold come in.
you know, uh, I get susceptible to cold, so I cover
Okay.
myself. Then it gets too hot and all that. Yeah, but
It
we'll
was
survive.
incredibly hot in my part of the world. And I was just, I mean, every day I stepped out, my holiday hat just became my normal wear because it was just so hot. But I have to say, I appreciate it though. It's nice when the day is bright, as hot as it was, and as
Yeah.
much as I sweated, I still appreciated the fact that it was warm and it was
Mm,
bright and it was nice to walk out there and not be in the cold or in the
yeah.
dark or in the rain. So yes, that was
Mm.
cool for me. I struggled to sleep at night, fan or no fan. My fan on some nights were blowing very hot air. And I have this huge industrial size fan, and it was
Yes.
just, yeah. Anyway, that's been me. We thank God I'm still
The
here.
sun, the sun shall not smite us by day, nor the moon by night.
Indeed,
Yes.
indeed. He has taken care of it all.
Very.
So let's Nigeria has been unbelievably I mean, it seems like it can. We say this all the time. You think you've seen it all, and then you wake up the next day, and boom, they throw another one at you. I mean,
Yeah.
right now there's the whole matter of everybody should be frying akara kuli and
Oh yes.
and corn on the roadside, and Nigerians have taken it to another level. And then there's the man that said he paid 600 pounds, sorry, 600 million naira because he wanted a position and he was given an agency to head, and the federal government are now claiming the agency no longer exists. But they have bank accounts and all that to go with it. Ghost must have dealt with that. And then all of a sudden, we're now being told that a very obscure, strange case um, has rendered NDC to no longer be registered. I mean, the law is an ass, but Nigerians, my God. Every single day, the Nigerian judiciary subjects us to brain-numbing discussions, brain-numbing conversations. I mean, oh, so where should we start? Let's start with that video where Senator Remi Tinubu
Mm.
was addressing women or responding to questions. And in that video, she said that they have done as much as they can do, and that they've been giving out not loans but grants of 50,000 naira to Nigerian women, although we still don't know how many of those women that were given that and which class of women were given these grants. But they've been given 50,000 naira to Nigerian women to start businesses, because what's wrong with them starting akara or corn? And somebody said kuli kuli, and you could also sell kuli kuli as well. Why couldn't they start such businesses? That she has done the best she can. She keeps on giving. She gave 1 billion here and a couple of billions there, and she just keeps giving. But as far as she's concerned, that is the best they can do. Pastor Cyril, when you heard that, did you want to applaud her or did you want to wring her neck? Because there are people who are expressing how they felt on hearing that. There are young women who have on their ring light, as Nigerians like to say, and they are expressing from the depths of their heart their pain, their anger, their distress, and the disappointment that they feel that the First Lady can only think of them selling akara, corn, or kulikuli, forgetting, and most especially as the last time we heard from her, she was just giving out free cars like she was on Oprah. Hey, First Lady of so you get a car. First Lady of blah, you get a car. First Lady of blah, you get a car. And it's your car. You get to keep it, register it in your name. And governors, you need to buy these APC women a car. And then when it comes to the other Nigerian women who are not APC women leaders in states, they gave them 50,000 naira each. Pastor Cyril, speak to me.
Well, you ask a question, you ask whether how I felt on hearing the bonanza. That feel
The kind
like
considerations of the First Lady, very kind considerations.
that feel like applauding or wringing her neck. No, I felt like that. I was stupefied.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Wow. Okay. I like this. Please continue. You were stupefied. Okay.
It's like, am I hearing well to start with? Is the fault in the fault in my the mechanism?
You wondered when the last time it was that you saw your ear doctor, right? You thought, has something gone wrong?
French has a word for it. Of course, they can use the word stupefy. They can use the word abasoudi.
Oh,
wow. That's stunned. Like I say, just
shocked.
Brain frazzled. So that's the first reaction. It's like, what is this? What no? And that's the best you can do. Well, the husband, of course, during the last campaign, talked about what people will eat.
Beans.
Beans, cassava, agbado. That's corn. So that's the corn and the wife say corn too. Maybe corn.
They must eat a lot of corn in their house.
So corn has seemed to be very popular. Yeah. So corn carry the day.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But and I like, well, as you said, some Nigerians are looking at this. Did you watch Peter Aka? He was
like the week before, she was doing an Oprah impression.
Peter,
you get a car, you get a car, you get a car.
I mean Peter Aka, the Peter for Nigeria. I don't know if you watch the video. Peter for Nigeria.
Oh, Peter for Nigeria. Oh, what did he say? Oh, Peter always has the best lines. What did he say on Akara Wisha? Oh, I can't put it together well.
It was flying across.
Listen, there were so many Nigerians across the country frying akara and saying, First Lady, as you said, though, we have started frying akara. But I think that the other side of this that was extremely painful is the fact that in Lagos State right now, they're cleaning up the streets. And in an effort to clean up the streets, they are taking away the businesses of those roadside sellers,
Yes.
and this involves people that are frying akara.
Akara,
I'm
exactly.
telling you, and there was a young man that was crying online that, look, this is all I have to feed my family. They've taken away my burners, they've taken my gas, they've taken this, they've taken that. I use this to feed my family, and I'm even paying school fees for somebody else's child that is not mine. Please, people help me. So it's the contradiction of her saying that, and then there's the Lagos State action that is going on. That's one side. But then I think the other thing for me that I just couldn't, like I said earlier at the top, that we keep having these brain numbing conversations. It said to me, hearing her say that, I realized that this woman has absolutely, number one, she has zero regard for Nigerian women. She does not she clearly, she's limited in her thinking and reasoning. She's limited in the range of women that exist in
Mm.
Nigeria. Because some of the young women who came online were screaming, we have degrees.
Yes.
Okay, yes. But what shocked me the most was that the first lady, it's not thinking about or pushing for her husband to be creating some technical hubs or some business hubs, or something
Yeah.
within the
Yeah.
modern day that
Yes.
could help young women that want to do businesses. There wasn't a variation in her in her recommendation, or in what she was doing. She's just thinking about the women who are right at the bottom of the food ladder. She's
That's
not
it.
thinking of those who are, in the middle,
Yeah.
or that are above that, or that are just slightly above the bottom. And
Yeah.
and it's just devastating. The fact that she ended it by saying that we can't do more than that. That statement was what knocked me for six. There
Mm.
is nothing wrong with giving people money to fry akara. If there are women that want to do that, that's fantastic, because those economies have existed in Nigeria for a very long time, and
Yes.
there are men and women that have used that to feed their families. So that
Yes.
statement in itself is a non-issue for me. My issue is that she ended it by saying we can't do any more. What more can we do? I was just like, excuse me, are these
Yeah.
the only type of women in Nigeria? Is that all you can consider, madam? You were a lawmaker.
I hear you, and you're right. And I like the way in your analysis, you segmented the population.
Yes,
Okay, there are people at the rock bottom
that's
in terms
right.
of education,
Everything.
and everything, finance or whatever. And yes, they sell on the streets and all that. And one of the things I tell you, even at that, you say, oh, that's how our mothers and grandmothers, some of
Mm,
my okay, great. But the point that even at that, like you go to Camden, you go to even as like some of them, Thailand and some other places, you see street vendors, yeah,
yes.
you see they sell food. But one thing you notice is that you hardly see a fly there. Why? Because they have things that chase away flies. You have
Mm,
that.
mm,
If you even look, even the barest food hawker has, or food seller in this country, has
mm.
a basic certificate on food hygiene.
Yes, yes, they
Okay,
do.
so
They
it's not
have
a
to
thing.
have it.
That's it. So it's not a place of, okay, I went and bought this food, and then my stomach,
Yes, they have to have it, and they have to have insurance of a certain amount
insurance.
before they
Exactly,
can sell.
exactly. So
Mm,
that level, if you want to even upgrade the people at that level,
yes,
there are things you can do so that those people at the level, and of course, as you say, empower the people at the middle who have got education, even if they decide with their sophistication MBA to go and sell akara, it will be different.
yes,
It will be different. So cater for those people. You see for them, the people that they easily bamboozle and hoodwink and convince is those people at the lowest rung of socio-economic kind of strata. Yeah.
Mm.
I know that the people that can convince and say, oh, yeah, he gave me, look at the one that's rejoicing that, oh, 15, is it 15,000? Why? Is it 15,000 naira for her vote in Ekiti? You know,
Yes.
so that the people, I know that the people that the main counterparts become
Oh,
agberos.
yeah, those are the
Yeah, the
people that if
agberos.
you give 50,000 for to, they will be shouting and jumping. But
Exactly.
as one woman said, even the 50,000 is not enough to
It's
commence a
not
business
enough.
because
She
by the
broke it
time
down.
you buy
Listen.
the tools required
Exactly.
and you start, it's much more than that in today's Nigeria.
Yeah.
And some people are saying is enough. I don't know personally whether it's enough or not, but I'm
It's
just
50,
disappointed.
50,000. Do you know that 50,000? Yeah, 50,000. You
Mm,
can sit so in a place, maybe you and a friend,
mm.
and you enter. If you go to Mr. Biggs, only you can finish 50,
Oh, I
50,000.
know. 50K is nothing.
Uh-huh. So what's that? So what on earth is that?
Exactly. By the time you buy one drink and
Yeah.
you decide you want to have a meal and
Uh-huh.
you decide you dare not add extras to it because,
Exactly. And
yeah,
also remember that this amount also, apart from firewood and what, you also need water to wash your
yes.
wherever, you
You
know.
need tools to start. You
So,
need tools.
and, and,
It's
and even then, the omoniles, those people that come to, oh yeah, okay, yeah, well, let's
yeah,
daily tax collectors. They will
in
come
Lagos.
in
But then
Lagos.
but then the rest of Nigeria is different. I don't know if
Well,
Omoniles
well,
exist.
they're introducing them in different parts of the country, in it. You know,
Wow.
yeah, they are gradually. And remember that the daughter is the self-acclaimed
Leader
ideology
of the market, Yaloja, the market
of
order.
of Nigeria.
Good for her.
So that's what we have, man.
For me, you're absolutely right. You know, it's disappointing on every level. Um, she's a former lawmaker. She's a woman herself.
She's a pastor.
She's a pastor. Exactly. So I expect her to have an
Empathy.
understanding, a scope of understanding
Yeah,
of the needs of women and the different levels or types of women that exist in Nigeria.
yeah.
And I expect her to be able to, if you want to say you're doing something for women, to cater to. You're not going to be able to satisfy everybody. Nobody's
Hmm.
expecting you to do that. But what people don't expect is an insult. That whole business of somebody even say kuli kuli and I've given we can't do what more can we do? That's an insult. That's
It's
an
also,
insult.
this is the thing about this. You see the women that she gave cars to. You said they are first ladies.
She gave cars to women leaders, I think, I
Yes,
believe, APC women
yeah,
leaders
women
in
leaders.
different states,
That's it.
who are going to go around and co-opt these women that should be frying akara to come. And I suspect that the women that are giving cars to are the ones that are now going to go and dish out these 50,000 so that they can get those women on board to support them. Because it would be that the whole idea is that, well, this is what the government has done for you after the government has set you up in business.
Okay.
And
Well, you know what I'm thinking about? Supposing like that, they say those women are not giving. Because the women, they said those women are not lacking. The women leaders are not lacking cars. I don't think
no,
they.
the women leaders are not lacking cars. I mean, the
Yeah.
women, the thing with the women leaders is that she told them outright, they are your cars to keep forever.
Yes. But that's my point. My point that if I use that money to distribute it further afield,
Mm-hmm.
beef it up a bit.
Mm.
Okay. As you said, to empower maybe more considerable number of women
Mm.
that will cascade down. You want to do something that will enable them to do the work, do the
Or,
whatever
or if,
business,
if if there were like business centers that were created to teach these women
teach them
how
the
to run
basics.
businesses, take them through some 6 to 8
Basic.
week courses,
Thank you.
basic, the a whole
Thank you.
community. And then at the end of that, you say, right, for instance, some people can sew. Some
Mm-hmm.
people can
Yeah,
can do
thing.
hair. Those
Yes.
that want to fry hair, then you give them the tools that they need in order to commence those type of businesses.
That's it.
That's real empowerment. That
Thank you.
is real giving people opportunities. That is how you lift people. One of the ways you can lift people out of poverty.
Look,
And but we're living in a world of technology and AI. So why are we not pushing? Why is she not pushing for, again, further training within that? So that, I mean, it's the lack of,
see what this woman, Natasha,
mm,
did,
exactly.
even amidst persecution and her distress and all that. See what she did with her people. See what she did as a senator of state of privileges.
That is somebody that's thinking about her people. That is real governance. That is people whose mind is well, I think
Anyway,
we better leave this matter here.
let's leave that kind of on the
And
air. Yeah.
we hope that the advisors of the First Lady will go online and listen to the reactions with openness and take back the feedback to her. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with what she suggested, but to suggest that for the entirety of Nigerian women is wrong. And to also say, what more can we do? As if that is the beginning and the end all of all you can do and think of for Nigerian women. It's really below the belt. So I hope that her aides will take back, and those who advise her, my goodness, can they not advise her to advise her better instead of suggesting, because clearly a conversation had been had. Otherwise, she wouldn't have said, "Oh, somebody said kuli kuli." My thing is, saying, I don't know what more we can do. It's like we've done too much already. Anyhow, moving on swiftly. Pastor Cyril, there is a matter, a missing agency, a disappearing agency that currently exists. But the disappearing agency has a bank account has an account at the CBN. Had the accountant general um involved because they had to obviously open the account or be made aware, their office had to, play a role. The presidency is involved, mentioned. There was an approval of 300 staff. Account was open at the CBN, and a gentleman by the name of Prince Adeyemi says that he paid, he was asked to pay the sum of 600 million in order to be able to have a position in government. And in the process, he paid 400 million naira. After he paid 400 million naira upfront, there was an agency created. The problem now came, according to him, when he refused to part with 48% of a 240 billion naira budget that he's supposed to give. Bearing in mind he hasn't finished paying the 600 million. Only 400 had been paid, because I'm sure that after the 48%, which works out to roughly, I imagine, 11 bill, yeah, because it would have been 12. So yeah. So the 48 would be roughly about 11 point something billion. Um, so where he would have still have had to pay the 200 million that he hadn't completed. This was a takeoff grant. Staff had been approved, 300 staff approved, bank accounts opened, as I said, all of it done. But because he refused to part with that much of a percentage, the agency suddenly no longer exists. And Mr. Adeyemi is calling on Nigerians to help him understand the matter.
Did, did he tell Nigerians?
Well, he's been on TV discussing it.
Okay, yeah,
He had a press conference.
yeah. Well, am I surprised? Do you remember during Buhari's time there was this case of I can't remember the name now, but like a company falsely set up with the equivalent of Competence House in Nigeria.
Oh, with CAG.
Yes, in order to and then the whole thing, and they entered firstly uh in order to yeah, they entered this agreement with Nigerian government for so some kind of liquefied gas facilities
Mm.
that
Oh,
they
yes.
yeah. Of course, Nigeria defaulted because they have no intention to do anything, and then they hammered us with this.
And
How
then
many?
the matter went to court, and there was all kinds of, yes, I
Yeah,
recall that.
In London here, they call it London,
Yes,
and they
yes.
hammered us with wherever.
And I
But
think there was some seizing of properties involved.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it that is the I'm not surprised that yes they can proper and they should not come and tell us that it's some kind of one is outside body body of 419ers that kind of deceive the man into thinking that was the agency. No, it's government inspired, it's government created that so-called agency, and is that is we so we have crooks in governance. Fela sang the song. Yeah. No, I'm not. Fela sang the song many years ago.
I
Yeah, I don't.
shouldn't chuckle like that,
No, well, I mean,
but I couldn't help it.
no, I'm not. It's not wrong for you to chuckle or laugh. It's not. It's just that maybe I thought maybe you find it in you are incredulous. That you find it difficult to accept the fact that we have a government who
Oh,
actively
no, no. I mean, for me, the man right
mesh.
at the top, I mean, if
Okay.
less we don't want to be honest, less we want to deny the truth, the
Mhm.
man right at the top has a
Okay.
rap sheet so long that he
Okay.
has, and till tomorrow we're still battling with the CIA, the FBI, and all the three-letter agencies of America to
Yes,
release the truth about his
exactly.
days where they accused him of being a drug baron.
Exactly. Now, the Fela sang a song in the 80s, I think, VIP. I don't know if you know that song.
Mm-mm.
Vagabonds in Power.
Oh, okay, okay. I think I've heard it.
Ehen.
Yes.
And it's like like CIC, Crook or CIP, Crooks in Power. They and the creativity at which they come up with this devilish, diabolical. The Bible talks about those who are uh, they are they are inventors of evil. So that they know how to invent evil.
Mm,
These people, they are so creative at inventing, you know, confusion,
mm,
evil. It is so it does not take you don't a normal person you have to rack your brain and say, how can I? But it just they just what how did the Bible describe the devil? It says the father of lies. It says when he lies, he's not inspired by another spirit to lie. It comes of his own. It's natural.
it is him.
He's not tempted to lie.
Ah,
No, that I see it. I've never seen such a thing in my life. Maybe I'm okay. I've never been to many countries,
well, I
but
mean, it's not unique to Nigeria, but I think the problem with us is that ours is just so blatant, so hoo-ha, so out there.
yes,
And
that's the
that's
thing.
that's where the problem is. And the worst part about it is that it's ho-ha and in your face, and there is nothing it's ever done
No
about it,
scruples,
without scruples, without any form of regard, concern, fear,
shamefacedness,
shame,
and
none
of
of
course you
that.
have people who applaud it.
And then zero consequence at the end of the day.
Yeah,
And so they feel who you can shout all you like as they confidently said to Peter, "It'll be good to quote." I think it's important that let me just run through. It's quite long, but this was the press conference that Prince Adeyemi held himself, so that we give, for those who are watching or listening, let them hear from the horse's mouth what transpired. And this is what he says. My dearest fellow Nigerians, relentless members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you today not out of convenience, but out of necessity. I stand before you today under a cloud of public misrepresentation, institutional denial, and deliberate attempts to silence legitimate questions that concern matters of national interest. Firstly, let me wish Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila a happy birthday. I'm aware that it's his birthday. This press conference is also a birthday gift to him. While celebrating, he should remember that Nigerians are waiting for him to tell the truth about what he knows about the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council and Presidential Economic Advisory Council. Wow. Doesn't these things already exist, no? Let me be clear from the beginning. I will not be intimidated, because intimidation I condone not. I will not be discredited without response, because you cannot beat a child and expect him/her not to cry when pain is inflicted. A response is inevitable, and I will not allow my name to be used as a convenient shield in a matter that Nigerians deserve full transparency on. I'll rather die as a man than to live as a coward. On the 11th of June 2026, Honorable Olufemi Hakeem Gbajabiamila issued a disclaimer distancing the office of the Chief of Staff to the President from Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council alongside the Presidential Economic Advisory Council. My name has been drawn into this storm. I reject outright any attempt to reduce this matter to simple denials without addressing the core questions that Nigerians are now asking. The issue is no longer about personalities. It is about contradictions, and contradictions that demand answers. This claim of Chief of Staff to the President, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, that he doesn't know about the existence of the agency is derisory, because in the real world, he should cover his face in shame. If Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, who is supposed to be the Chief of Staff to the President and also the administrative gateway to the presidency, can make such an administrative error by allowing the President to sign a document with fake agency in it, he should possibly resign his appointment now. Let's assume for 1 second that all what the Chief of Staff published were right, that the agency does not exist. Then how did the agency's name get into the 2026 appropriation budget, page 50 and 51? If the agency does not exist, yet found its way into the Nigerian national budget, what that means is that the entire 2026 appropriation budget is a fraud and should be discarded. Well, the fraud that's not new. I won't be surprised. What the Chief of Staff to the President is now saying, by his denial published in various national dailies, is that over 109 distinguished senators, where we have seasoned administrators, former governors, and diverse professional experts, are incompetent not to have discovered the fake agency in the national budget. What it means, what it means is that, bear with me a second, sorry. Let me just grab me some tissue. The constant use of fan has its effects. Okay. And he goes on to say, what it means is that over 360 rep members of the Federal Republic of Nigeria are rubber stamped as they are being speculated. This is not an emotional question, it is a procedural one. Because the national budget does not emerge in isolation, it passes through multiple layers of technical drafting, executive coordination, ministerial input, budget office review, and finally, legislative scrutiny by both chambers of the National Assembly, where COS has meritoriously served for over 20 years and rose from minority to majority leader and speaker for 4 years. So the question becomes unavoidable. At what point is this in this process did reference to non-existent agency allegedly enter the official record? And if they are indeed present in official documents, what does that imply about the integrity of the process that produced the approved these documents for President Bola Tinubu to append his signature to a budget that includes a non-existing agency, according to his chief of staff, is an embarrassment to his hard-working government. My distinguished media practitioners, why do questions persist regarding administrative processes, budgetary lines, and institutional communications allegedly connected to this agency if it doesn't exist? The same acclaimed non-existent agency has domiciliary accounts, pound accounts, and treasury single account, all domiciled in the Central Bank of Nigeria. So what the chief of staff is telling Nigerians is that CBN governor, with his pedigree, together with his 4 deputies, 16 capable directors, and 5,300 staff, are clueless to not have detected a fraudulent document for opening of account. Is it even possible to open an account with fictitious documents in a commercial bank in Nigeria today? Talk less of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Please note that the process of opening an account with CBN starts from the Office of Accountant General of the Federation. Therefore, the Chief of Staff is telling the Accountant General of the Federation, who possesses necessary qualifications and experience of 30 years, his pool of directors, deputy directors, assistant directors, and other professional experts in his office are look civil servants, not to have detected forged documents. Chai, Omasheo. Anyway, let's skip that Yoruba part. Fellow Nigerians, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila has brought shame and disrepute to the civil service by telling us that the head of the Civil Service of the Federation of Nigeria, who graciously approved 314 staff to the said non-existent agency, is incompetent with her 94,511 staff. How did the agency get an office space at the Federal Secretariat and operate for over a year? Abi SGF office with 6 permanent secretaries and numerous directors are driven by pots of soups? These are not trivial matters, but questions at the sensitivity of governance, accountability, and public trust. I am also compelled to address the attempt by the Chief of Staff to frame me as a fraudulent actor in this matter. That portrayal is not only false but deeply damaging to my personal reputation. It has been alleged in certain quarters that there were attempts or considerations by the Chief of Staff to use security institutions in Nigeria to frame my diplomatic engagements as espionage or disloyalty. I categorically reject any attempt to criminalize lawful activity. Now, I want to put this out for clarity's sake. The major rationale behind the disagreement between myself and the Chief of Staff is because he allegedly requested 48% of the takeoff grant. That's 27,395,510,136 naira from the same agency, which he denies it existed. It exists, to which I rejected after he collected a total sum of 400 million by proxy, with remaining balance of 200 million to secure the said appointment. Is the Chief of Staff open to examine all documents and communication trails in the president's office? Because I ask myself, what could have happened for the Chief of Staff to issue that disclaimer when the President has Mr. Bayo Ononuga, Chief Sunday Dare of this world, Mr. Daniel Bwala, and retinue of media aides? Was he pushed to do that? Is there something pursuing him? Or he was under the influence of substance? I think this confirmed the general notion that the president has sidelined the chief of staff because his cup is full due to his unscrupulous activities. Let it be known, silence will not resolve this matter. Only the truth will. I therefore passionately appeal to our father, President Bola Tinubu, for the immediate establishment of an independent investigative panel. Oh, that's a dream. To examine the, the mysterious death of Mr. Babatunde Tanimola, who is the intermediary between myself and the chief of staff, who police claim has died through fire accident at a hotel in Otako, Abuja, on the 22nd of October 2025, a day after the chief of staff petition was received by the police to kindly investigate several attempted assassinations to my life, especially the one that occurred on Sunday, 7th of September 2025 along Abuja Kaduna Expressway, where I narrowly escaped. Several belongings, vital documents were carted away, including two of my two phones,
Yeah,
which
you don't have to finish that because I mean, well,
we've got the gist of it, right?
yeah, what is this of
Well, the
this?
man is basically saying that, not only did he pay this money that he was asked to pay, because he refused to pay, he was asked to pay an initial 600 million. But I think that for the chief of staff to demand such a huge amount and now, being threatened for not getting that amount of money, I mean, unfortunately, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu government do not do investigations because they may just end up outing themselves. So.
Yeah, well, again, I'm not surprised. I'm not moved. Even the guy himself, he's
Oh
like,
yeah, I mean he himself he's not clean,
exactly.
because why would you pay a bribe of such an amount to head an agency?
Mm.
And the amount that we're speaking about is humongous. And now there are threats because it talks about the fact that his phones were stolen, and when the police had said he found the phones, when he tried to get them back, he was now told that orders from above will not allow for him to have access to his phones and documents and what have you. So it sounds he's suggesting there that somebody's trying to cover up tracks of what has transpired, trying to destroy evidence of their involvement. But I think there are so many of these cases. There's the matter of the tax law that, went before the Senate, but it was a completely different document. There's that
Electoral
fraud that
Act.
took place. Uh-huh. There's
Yeah,
Electoral Act, the fraud that took place there.
yeah.
It's almost as if fraud is the norm. And so this entire government, I don't know what the word is to describe what is going on. They are not following the law in any aspect. They're not giving any due regard for any of the processes and procedures that they are supposed to follow in government. They're just doing as they wish, and they have the buy-in of the court. They have the buy-in of all the security agencies. So nobody's going to investigate anything, and so they will just continue to get away with it. I suppose until Nigerians say, "Hey, we've had enough."
You see, that's why, and I know that there's not much time to get into the third item about the maybe next week we take that one, the NDC,
No, we can't. No, we can
yeah,
discuss that
but
next week.
I need to in my response to what you just read out, in terms of I mean the way you wrap it up in terms of again how you reflect on this government. I was listening to this morning Oshomo. Is that the Laborus? Is Oshoma?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was analyzing the recent court thing, which I'm not going
Mm,
to. And then he analyzed it basically from other lawyers I've had,
mm.
about a couple of lawyers I've listened to. There are no, it was a nonsense judgment
There's
according
no
to the,
basis for it.
yeah. But then after we finished, good analysis that they're using pidgin to make it, clear to,
Yeah.
yeah. And then now went on to say that they went back to Obi, Obi that Obi is the one that he's he blamed Obi for that he always basically taking the wrong steps. How that instead of following,
I long stopped listening to Laborous.
yeah,
When yeah,
yeah.
I stopped
So,
listening to him
so
because
he now said he said something that instead of forming his own party or staying in Labour Party, if they they said that if they throw bomb at you, you throw back.
it
I,
doesn't
I,
matter where you stay.
exactly.
Clearly, Peter Obi, the only thing, if you ask me, if there was a party that Peter Obi should have stayed with, is probably Kwankwaso's party.
Yeah,
But then
that's NNPP.
NNPP. But then
But
I asked myself the question, if he had gone to NNPP,
Papaso will
what
not
would that have meant for him?
Papaso will not agree for him to be president candidate.
There you go. So
In his party,
that's what I thought about that because it's not that Peter Obi did not want to register his own political party. He did, but he hasn't been allowed.
that's the point.
There was a gentleman who was on one of the programs. He said there were over 100 political parties wanting registration, as at the
179,
time.
179.
Thank you. Almost 200.
Mhm.
And only NDC was registered. I had long heard as far back as 2023, I think it was as soon as he assumed office,
Yeah,
that he wasn't allowing for political parties to be registered, any new parties to be registered. And the fear of Peter Obi have driven him to the point that, you know, I understand now that they've been digging everywhere and everything to try and find something that they can pin on the guy. There was a gentleman on TV the other day, again, another brain numbing idiot saying, forgive the word came out, saying, what was it he was saying? Peter Obi has four different names. He
yeah.
registered
That's
as
a Arabambi.
Gregory.
That's a
He
Arabambi.
registered as Peter Gregory Obi.
Gregory
And
Peter
then
Obi.
he said Gringory, came back and said he registered Gringory Peter. And I was just like, oh my goodness, Father Lord, how did this human being?
That one I don't know if it's the same man. I know it's Arabambi. That's all recently, but yesterday. But that accusation had come earlier, before 20, around 20, before 23 election,
Right.
but did not fly.
It cannot fly. I mean, you would have to be, it's a brain-numbing conversation.
Yeah, it's
Our names are written in different orders. We don't always write
yes,
our names in the same order all the time for
exactly,
everything.
exactly. So it's like my sister. When I send money to her, the baby sister, the baby of the family.
Mm,
If I send money to her, her name is Gloria. She's married now, but
mm,
in her bank, she's okay.
okay.
Yeah. So it's still like okay, Gloria, not Gloria Okere.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
In
it,
Nigeria, we tend to put our surnames first before our first names, and
yeah.
then, so when this man was saying the names, I was just like, oh, for goodness
The
sake.
man, no, the other time he said that yeah, about a few weeks ago, he came up and said, oh, that he took 12 million, between 12 million naira from a Labour Party account. That same man,
It's like there's a desperation. I do know, I am aware that Peter Obi made sure that he did not go anywhere near the Labour Party accounts
of
because
course,
he wanted to avoid anybody coming up tomorrow to say you took this amount or you took that amount. So he didn't personally go near it. The man
the
has enough money of his own to do whatever he wants to
even
do.
there with the campaign, it was it Aisha Yusuf that came up
Yes,
and gave
gave a breakdown of how they spent
a
the money. So he kept well away from it. It's a bit too much now. The desperation to stop him, to, hinder his chances. I think these people are pushing for there will be some unintended consequences, because when Nigerians decide to react, because I think we're being pushed now. People are being pushed now to the limits, and it's going to get to a point people are going to begin to react, and I don't think it's going to be pretty, because they
And
don't want a one-party state. They don't want to continue with APC. You forced yourself in that seat in the first instance. They don't want you to force yourself there again. And if they prefer another candidate over you, it is what it is. You're not the only Nigerian.
well,
And at some point, you've got to respect the people's will. If you don't want to respect it, they will make you respect it.
well,
That's what I see happening.
thank you.
Well, we're just over 7 p.m.
Yeah,
Hopefully, we will be back um, at a better time next week. So,
sure.
sir, what is your last take of the day?
It's our problem. Because no, because you did talk about what could happen if these people keep pushing the people to the wall. Even a goat will react. So,
Yeah,
but again, that depends on us. If we allow ourselves to be divided, fine. If we allow ourselves to be taken advantage of, the late Archbishop Peter Hoster used to say, if you make yourself a mouse, the cat will eat you.
Abio.
That's it. That's why we are. So when we are ready to be, respond as the lion that we are meant to be, then until then, when they say when the cats away, the mice will play. So yeah, let them keep playing.
Indeed. Let them keep playing. Well,
Mhm.
my last take is very simple. It's your problem. It's our problem. Whenever we're ready, we'll get it fixed.
Get it
And
fixed.
on that
Yeah.
note, thank you so much, sir, for being here. And I
Thank you
wish
very much.
everybody a cool and hydrating evening. Thank you for watching, tuning in. Take care and God
Yes.
bless.
Okay, and Godfather, thank you.
Thank you so much to our studio, of course, in East London.